Today I have two plastic cutting boards that came from my local dollar store. These are clear. You can also get them in colored. But either way, I'm going to prime them with some Wise Owl white primer. Now the primer is good, especially if you're going to paint on top of the primer. This is what's going to help adhere the paint better to the plastic. So I did 2 coats of the Wise Owl white primer, and I wanted them white, so I did not do an additional color. Once that was fully dry, I'm going to take some Mod Podge. This is the matte finish. And I had printed a pumpkin pie recipe that I like from my computer. And before I printed it, I just flipped the image. You can do this easily from your iPhone. And then I'm going to lay the recipe down onto the Mod Podge while the Mod Podge is wet. Now, I did print this on regular computer paper, and I used a laser printer. I have also done this using an inkjet printer before as well. You're going to allow that to sit overnight, and then I have a washcloth and a bowl of water, and you're just going to rub away the paper. And as you rub away the paper, the ink from the paper will stay adhered to your project. Now, you do not want to over wet this. I am focusing more on the white paper so I don't have too much of a shadow where you could see where the paper has stayed on the project or where it has rubbed off. So you're just going to rub it nicely, and the paper will easily come off. Again, do not over wet it. So this is what it looked like when I was done rubbing the paper off. I then have this napkin. I'm going to cut pieces of the napkin so that I have 2 pieces with the same pattern. And this is what I'm going to place on both the top and bottom of the recipe to kind of now decorate the cutting board. You can use any napkin of your choice. I got this napkin from Target. So this is just going to hide the lines from the paper a little better. So before you decoupage with a napkin, you want to remove all of your layers or your plies on your napkin, just leaving the designed sheet. I'm going to be using some Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear. This is great for a top coat and great for decoupaging. So I'm going to lay my first napkin on the top. And to help get rid of any wrinkles or bubbling, you can use a piece of saran wrap to rub out the bubbles. And then you're going to top coat it again with the Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on the bottom part of the cutting board. Now you can really recreate this with any recipe that you like. I'm then going to move to my second cutting board and do the same thing. I'm going to place a strip of the napkin on both the top and bottom of the cutting board using the Wise Owl 1 Hour Enamel Clear. You can also use some Wise Owl varnish to decoupage, and some people like to decoupage with the Mod Podge as well. I do find the Mod Podge to be a little thicker and a little harder to work with. So once everything was fully dry, I'm then just going to take a sanding block and I'm just going to lightly sand off the excess napkin. I'm going to put my sanding block in a downward motion, and this will help prevent any tearing. If you rub back and forth, sometimes you can get some lifting on the edges. I found this pumpkin pie piece from the Dollar Tree. It came with the pumpkin pie and also came with a cherry pie. I'm going to glue the cutting boards on top of each other so they look like they're hanging kind of staggered, but I don't really want them to be able to move around freely. I'm going to add a jute hanger to the top. You could tie a knot on each side, or you can just tie one knot to hold them together. And then I have this cute decorative bow I got pre-made from the dollar store as well. And I'm just going to glue that on the center here. And there you go. Now you have this really cute pumpkin pie wall decor. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, tissue paper, transfers, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can also check out other tutorials over on our webpage. Have a great day.